Hey everybody, it's Mr. Petrone, and today we're going to do a little bit of at-home science. So I've got some Root Killer, which is a compound that is used to kind of destroy roots in a house to clear like a septic tank, kind of nasty stuff. But it's made of pure copper sulfate. So copper sulfate, as you can see on the ingredients, it's probably tough to see, but it says copper sulfate pentahydrate, which is a water-filled version of this. So I'm going to open this up, and inside there's some blue crystals. So I'm going to pour them into this little plastic cup. We see some nice blue crystals. You may remember seeing this from some other videos that we've done. But what we're going to do, I'm going to fill this with water, make a little solution. So dissolve the copper sulfate crystals in water, and then we're going to react it with a little bit of aluminum foil. So this is aluminum foil like what I wrap my sandwiches in, made up of pure aluminum metal. So I'm going to make a small piece here and kind of crumble it up. This will increase the surface area for the reaction, so that'll allow the reaction to go faster. But I'm going to fill this up with some water just from the sink. So I'm going to do that. Should be enough. So I got it about halfway full, maybe a little bit more. I'm going to give it a quick stir. Hope to get a nice blue colored solution going on here. Might be a while before everything dissolves, so I may pause, stir, and then come back to this. Yeah, so let's pause. Alright, so I got most of it dissolved, still a few crystals, but I might not be able to get all of it. Like I said, there's already some water in the crystals for the copper sulfate, so that might be why it's not allowing to dissolve as much. But like I said, I'm going to take my piece of aluminum foil here, and I kind of crumble it up, and I'm going to place it inside. So hopefully you can see that I've got my aluminum foil inside the cup. So what I'm going to do, let it sit for a little bit and see how it reacts. Alright, see you in a bit. Alright. I realize that you guys probably couldn't see what's going on from the video that I set up, and my phone is not fancy enough to be able to flip from selfie view to regular view during a video, but I just want to show you what I've got here. So here is my blue copper sulfate solution, along with my piece of aluminum foil, and I've just been poking it with this large wooden skewer. I didn't want to use any real utensils, or my wife would probably not be too happy. So we're going to just let this hang out in here, and see how it reacts. And here it is from an aerial view. Then you might be able to see some bubbles being formed on the foil. I see a couple bubbles popping. And as you might recall, bubbles being produced is an indicator of a chemical reaction going on. So we have this chemical process. So I'm going to let it sit for a bit, and then we'll come back to it. Alright, bye. Alright folks, so I just wanted to let you know that I've put the solution outside. It is resting on a table in my backyard. You can see my dog Kira in the background. Oh, and Kozmo, you may see him, he's running around chasing a bird or something. But, so once again, this is my copper sulfate and aluminum foil. And then I also set this up in a large vase, or vase, I think vase is just a fancy way to say it, with a Sprite can. So Sprite Zero, you may recall, is one of my wife's favorite drinks. And I did the same thing. Soda cans are made out of aluminum as well. And you can see it right here towards the top of the can. You see a lot of bubbles being produced. So once again, the bubbles being produced are evidence of a chemical reaction. And we can kind of see it from the top as well. So along the metal, we see the bubbles being produced there. And then, quick little cameo from Kozmo and Kira. Hi. Alright, we'll check in later with this. Bye. Alright, so it's been about 10 minutes, 15 minutes maybe, since our last check on our reaction. So if we look at the cup, looks like the top of it is getting a little cloudier. And if you look at the piece of foil, I'll try to not get a shadow in here, but you can see a bunch of little brown spots starting to pop up on the top. And then we see some little brown chunks floating around. Now it's kind of tough to see with the light, but we definitely see some brown spots checking in here. And some more bubbles are still going. So, I'm going to check back in a little bit later, and we'll see what's going on with this. Alright, so it's been about another 5 minutes. I've been letting this sit, and we see some more of the reddish brownish dots are starting to pop up. A little bit more is popping up into the solution as well. Might be tough to see, but it's definitely getting a little cloudier to see. And there's some brownish stuff on the bottom. What I also wanted to show you was the soda can that I've gotten here. So, same reaction. We've got an aluminum soda can, and I had this set up a little bit before I did the aluminum foil. But I'm going to try to take the can out safely and see if we can look at some of these observations. So, now the can itself, the little tab there, was not that color to begin with. So we're definitely getting like a brownish color on that. And I'm going to try to remove the whole thing without my skewer splitting. I kind of also can see a little bit of that color showing up on the bottom of the can too. Didn't really want that to happen, but it's now back in here. Going to let it sit and continue to react for a bit. And then we'll check back on this later too. Yeah, some more bubbles going. Alright, we'll check back later.